My name's Paul Brown, and this is the story how I became a Christian. So I was raised in a very good family, loving parents, very fortunate really compared to some people's stories. But for unknown reasons, I was a bit of a ratbag. And when I say a ratbag, without blaming my parents in any way at all, I really was causing them a lot of drama even before I was a teenager. So now I'm in my early 20s, good money, enjoying stuff, thinking, well, there's nothing about the meaning and life of this. Getting pissed and stoned is not very deep. I didn't really want to keep that going, so I thought, right, this here's a photo of me in Cape Town with Table Mountain. I thought, right, I'm going to do my big OE. So I'm in Cape Town, I'm wandering around, met my sister in Cape Town. Can't quite work out just how she got there, but she did. So we're doing all these things. And then she leaves and I'm now in Africa, free man, taking a year off, big OE, wandering around. I'm in a place called Malawi, fantastic place. Meet this guy. And I thought, oh, gee, I hadn't really met people like this before. And so I'm talking to him about what's his belief system. And he's of an Eastern religion, and it's all about meditation and yoga and service to the community and a very, very strict lifestyle. And I thought, oh, that's really interesting. I'll join it then. You can imagine what my family thought of that one. So now I'm in this Indian community. I'm dressed in orange robes. I'm living the vegetarian lifestyle. Great food. Gee, the Indian, they really do vegetarian fantastically. You know, and I was involved, they do all sorts of social projects. And I mean, how can you not like working with kids? I mean, how can you not? I didn't get it. And so we're doing all these different things with kids. This is by this stage, I'm back in the squatter camps. This one happens to be Cape Town. We ran food programs in there. So we're distributing food. I'm thinking, wow, this is significant. I'm making a difference in these people's lives. I'm having a great time, to be fair. You know, we're going into all these different centres, giving out food. It wasn't even going to be my life, but it was a good project to be involved with. I thought, you know, this is kind of what I thought Christianity should be like, you know, genuine service to people in need. So we'd done a good job, and I had to decide, right, do I stay or do I go? And when I say stay, I had been there, say, 10 months. I'd been over to India to see my guru. I had a really clear understanding of what they were saying about staying. It was like full-on commitment, and that would be sell everything I own, have nothing to do with my family anymore, and total absorption into that lifestyle and complete obedience. They could send me anywhere in the world to do anything that they thought needed to be done. And the rest of my life would be like that. And meditation and yoga and all these different things, which is the thing I now looking back have an issue with, is that's all development of the self. So yes, you do develop a lot of spiritual power, but it's all self-centered. And I thought, you know, I had a great time, but I thought, look, it's not me. So I left. And I had friends, relatives in Holland. So this is me and one of my cousins in Holland. At the end of this year, I'm in Holland and I'm thinking, right, now what? And honestly, I was kind of more lost and confused then than what I was at the beginning of the year. I had some great experiences, right, which, you know, I wouldn't dream of repeating again. But I wasn't any closer to God. And that's what I was searching for. And so I thought, didn't know quite what to make of the year. Rather confused, lost, disillusioned. I couldn't really make sense of it all. Thought, was it just good photos? Surely it was more than that. And I'm in the UK, Father's English, had some rallies in St. Paul's Cathedral just as a tourist. The building itself was a nice building, but it didn't really mean anything to me as a cathedral because it was a nice building. And I'm in a little side chapel which had a nice sign on it saying keep out. So I thought, well, no one else is going in there, so I'll go in there. And it was a really nice little chapel. Like the walls must have been at least 12 inches thick of like stone. Beautiful little chapel, and it just felt so peaceful, I thought, and unnaturally peaceful. thought, wow, I'm just going to chill here and just wait. And it's the first time in my life that I'd ever really felt, not God speaking to me, but the presence of God. I could just feel it as though God was saying to me, keep searching for me and you will find me. And I'm just thinking, wow, I wasn't expecting this. I went in there to do the touristy thing at St. Paul's, beautiful building. And at the end of it, I'm thinking, wow, God's closer than I realized. Actually, he's been a lot closer than I realized. And I'm just like, you know, I'd never had that experience. And like there's tears coming down my face and I'm looking around, thank God there was no one there. And I'm just not sure what's happening. But it felt very real that God wanted me to keep pursuing him. So I've done the UK, I've done LA, I've done Sydney, and I'm back in Auckland. And even though I thought I'd be closer to God, I kind of wasn't. I was still quite lost. And then I catch up with old friends of mine, and these guys were just amazing. Vicky and Jamie had been in the Navy for years and years. The pair of them, really hard drinking people, top shelf stuff. And they had massively changed. Like, just their transformation was enormous. And so I want to know what's happened in your life. And they're talking to me, oh, Paul, you need to get Jesus in your life. And I'm thinking, so what does that mean? And they're explaining to me. And I start going to their church because I want to know more. And then this preacher at the front of the church says, there's somebody here who needs to give their life to Christ. And my heart's thumping out of my chest thinking, I think this is me. But I'm not getting up because I'm too Dutch. Weirdest experience of my life, man. I watched my body get up, go down to the aisle, go to the front. And I think, oh, this is weird. But I better join myself at the front. And so I kind of feel myself getting up and chasing my own body and jump into it at the front. And I'm just like, weird is such an understatement. But at the same time, I knew that this was the time for me to do what I needed to do. I had to sort of declare Jesus as Lord of my life. And the preacher there is asking, do you want to give your life to Jesus? And that kind of brought it all home to me. All this searching and wandering and, looking everywhere but where I really needed to be. It was as clear to me that it was an absolute yes. I did want to stop all this searching. I wanted Jesus in my heart and absolutely said yes to that. The best decision I've ever made and never gone back in it since. And that was over 30 years ago.